The first hole is a dogleg right par 4, nestled along the lake with water to the right of the fairway and surrounding the green. Not an overly long hole, the first rewards accuracy. Shots that find the landing zone at the end of the fairway will have an open look at the green over the water. Tee shots that miss the fairway will present a difficult second shot because of the trees and water. A picturesque start to the round, number 1 is quick to punish inaccurate shots, but a good score can be had with accuracy. The second hole is a par 3 along the lake that plays a little differently from each tee box. The black and blue tees have challenging shots over the water. The other tee boxes don't necessarily have to bring water into the equation, but that lake looms large to the right for any golfer, and shots that manage to stay dry still have to contend with 2 greenside bunkers that sit to the right and left of this large green. And pay special attention to the flag position, as that large green is almost 30 yards from front to back. A challenging par 3, hole number 2 would be a great place to have that slice fixed before teeing off. The third hole is a par 5 with a gentle dogleg to the left. Longer players may be able to reach the green in 2, but a narrow fairway is quick to punish those that sacrifice accuracy for distance. And with trees to the right and left, the fairway is even more desirable on this hole than most. The approach shot into the long, narrow green is complicated by a bunker on the front left and tall natural grass to the right. If you have to miss, short is the best option here. The first par 5 on the course, hole number 3 usually rewards smart golfers that plan their shots. The fourth hole is a par 3, but it often plays significantly longer than the scorecard indicates. Out of bounds is to the left, but it's wide open to the right, and as if the course planners knew golfers would often come up a club length short, a nice wide fairway leads up to the green. A greenside bunker to the left and out of bounds to the left is the only real danger on this hole. If you club up, the par 3 fourth is a chance to card a low number. The longest hole on the golf course, the par 5 fifth, hugs the eastern border of Whispering Oaks. The fifth is wide open to the right, but the out-of-bounds fence runs along the entire left side of the fairway with 2 fairway bunkers sprinkled in. Even for the longest of hitters, it takes at least 3 shots to reach the green. And if you manage to avoid the hazards on this hole, you still must contend with a greenside bunker in the front right. Missing the 2-tiered green long is not the worst thing, as the ample rough will provide good chipping opportunities. A long hole, the 5th, certainly rewards the long hitters, but avoiding the bunkers and keeping it in bounds is a must no matter how far you hit it. As you stand on the tee box of the par 4 6th, you are struck by how wide open the tee shot feels. There is no danger left or right from which you could not recover. A fairway bunker to the right is the only real obstacle on this hole. The approach is complicated by 2 large greenside bunkers that guard the front edge, so when in doubt, err on the side of too much club, as there is very little danger long. Number 6 is reachable in 2 for almost all players, and is an opportunity for all skill levels to card one of their lowest numbers of the day. The par 3 7th hole is not the largest green, but as you assess the tee shot, the green feels like one of the largest on the course, probably because it's nearly as wide as it is long. There is a large greenside bunker to the front left, but a nice wide open fairway makes being short more appealing than leaving it long, because on this hole, the only real danger is hitting it long, which leaves a blind chip shot to the green. The 7th is one of the easier par 3s to find in regulation, but because the green is so large, it can lead to some of the longest putts on the course. The par 4 8th seems longer than it is, as your tee shot is uphill and the fairway slants to the right, directing all shots towards the trees. Those trees to the right are the real threat on number 8, as anything left will likely find thick rough, but will be playable. Reachable in 2 for some, the approach shot only has the greenside bunker to the left of the 2-tiered green to contend with. Because it's 2-tiered, careful attention should be paid to the approach, and depending on the pin position, laying up could be the smart move. As the 2 tiers can create some adventurous putts, number 8 is no time to lose focus with the turn in sight. Instead, number 8 demands your full attention, or you'll have to get creative from the trees and rough. The par 4 9th is an opportunity to close out the front 9 on a high note. A drivable green for some, reachable in 2 for almost all. the ninth is still not without some danger. Tall grass to the left and even further to the left is out of bounds, which will become more of a factor the closer to the green you get. So while it may be tempting to see how far you can hit driver, the ninth tends to reward the smart shots. Another large two-tiered green, this hole requires some planning with the approach shot, as a long putt with lots of break is how most golfers seem to wrap up their front nine. The par 4 10th starts off the back nine with a very narrow tee shot. Trees to the right and left, and out of bounds along the entire left side, the 10th does not allow much room for error. The distance may be drivable for some of the longest hitters, but it takes an exceptionally skilled player to thread the needle past the trees and avoid the two fairway bunkers. The smart play is to hit the landing zone, which will leave a long approach shot to the green, which is guarded by a large bunker in the front left. Hole number 10 certainly rewards accuracy and balances the playing field for the shorter hitters. The par 4 11th tests the mental strength of any golfer. Covering the western edge of the course, hole number 11 has out of bounds and the road to the left. Once clear of the silo from the back tees, the right side opens up, with only the cart path and trees well to the right to worry about. Reachable in two for most golfers, the 11th green is protected by a large bunker in the front left. There isn't much danger right or long of the green on this hole, but depending on pin position, it could be worth taking an aggressive line to try and carry the bunker to set up an easier putt on the sloping green with lots of break. The 12th hole, or old number 1, which used to start off the front nine before the new clubhouse edition, is a wide open par 4 with a drivable green for some of the longest hitters. But a word of caution. Long mishits can bring the water into play along the right side. There are also 3 fairway bunkers on this hole, 2 to the right and 1 to the left. A long, slightly elevated green should provide ample landing area, but missing long on this hole can provide some difficult blind chip shots. An open, short par 4, number 12 is an opportunity to write a low number on your scorecard. The 13th hole is an uphill par 3 with a narrow approach to the green, especially from the black and blue tee boxes. A long fairway makes it okay to miss short, but there's just very little danger long. A few hazards on this hole, trees guarding the entire left side, and a greenside bunker on the right. There is water, but it would take a memorable miss hit to go swimming on this hole. The 13th is built for golfers that are confident with their short irons, but the elevation of the green and the fact that there isn't much danger long on this hole make clubbing up the smart move. Hole 14 is a long par 4 that is a lot more open than it appears from the tee box. Trees to the left most of the way to the hole certainly provide some obstacles, but assuming you can find your ball, it should be playable. The water to the right should not be a factor. The only real threat on the right side are the 2 fairway bunkers. A 2-tiered green with no greenside bunkers allows you to take aim with a flagstick and get on the correct side of the break depending on the pin position. The 14th allows the long hitters a chance to show off, assuming that they can stay clear of the trees. The 15th is the longest par 4 on the course, and it'll take everything in your bag to get it there in 2. The length of the 15th is the most challenging aspect, as there are no fairway bunkers on this hole, only trees on the right and left, but those trees do sit a ways off the fairway. The slightly elevated green has a bunker in the back right, and thick rough is also long, so when in doubt, leave it short. The 15th provides an opportunity to show off the distance, but the trees are there to complicate the hole if you sacrifice too much accuracy for that distance. The par 5 16th is one of the longest holes on the course, with trees to the right and left to complicate things. The trees on the right side run the entire length of the fairway, while the trees on the left side open up about halfway to the green, but will be a factor to consider on the drive. The 2 large greenside bunkers make the 16th difficult to reach in 2 for sure, and make any approach shot challenging. The 16th green is one of the widest on the course, which sets up long putts with lots of break. The final par 5 on your scorecard, just reaching the green will seem difficult enough, but once there, it's likely you'll have a long putt to contend with. The par 4 17th is a dogleg left, with all the danger on this hole to the left. There is a fairway bunker to the right, But if you are able to avoid the sand, then the right side is absolutely where you want to be. Even tee shots that hit the middle of the fairway may not have a clean look at the green if you don't hit it far enough to clear the dogleg. Otherwise, the trees will be a factor on the approach. The large green is protected by trees tight to the left side and a wide green side bunker to the front right. All of this makes the 17th a challenging hole that rewards those that take the extra time to plan their shots and are then able to execute the plan. The par 3 18th is a challenging hole to finish up the round. The lake on the front right of the green looms large as you stand on the tee box, but if you hit it far enough to get it to the green, then you take water completely out of the equation. There is a long, narrow greenside bunker to the right of the green, which means all of the threats on this hole are to the right, as there is very little danger left and long on this hole. A fairly large green, the 18th can leave some long putts to send you to the clubhouse.